So when I'm breathing and tuning in, I start feeling all of this excitement in my heart to the point where I almost started giggling. And they're wanting to say to us, thank you. Like the timing was crucial for us to start to step up in this way of really grounding in this new higher vibrational human. The practice of becoming daily this higher version of ourselves has made a big impact, and they're very excited about that. I feel they're making me feel like we are kind of up against like this threshold of time where we really had to raise our vibration, or we may have like just experienced a timeline that had a little bit more fear and chaos. But because we followed our guidance and we made this less of a practice and more of a who we are, we were able to shift our timeline.
Cool.
Yeah. And they're like so fucking excited. And it's like now our experience is pulling the collective into this same timeline. There's a lot of light workers, I think, that felt this energy around the new year and really kind of proclaimed that they were going to come into their light and no longer be afraid or feel, I don't want to say less than, but, feeling like insignificant in some way. It's like they really claimed their power over that and pulled themselves up out of that lower density field. And so they're really starting to choose this fifth dimensional expression. And because of that, the manifestation of the crystalline grid is like really underway. And they're literally jumping for joy in gratitude. And they're showing me that we're going through this portal of energy right now. And it has something to do with the acceleration of time in our experience. We are already on the path of the new Earth timeline, but what they're showing me is that we're kind of going through this wormhole of accelerating time. So it's like where we were on the timeline previously was that maybe this was going to happen at a certain time point down the road. And what they're showing me is that this energy that we're in right now, this wormhole that we're in right now, is placing us at a new point in the timeline of the manifestation of New Earth, which is much, much closer and much, much more tangible. And the reason that they want to point this out today is because they really want us to understand our power, and that the higher we do continue to go in vibration, the closer the manifestation of this new reality, this new world, will be coming in and coming in and coming in until it's here for us, tangible right now. Go ahead.
Oh, that would that would explain why Crystal's getting these new meditations that she's channeling to get out there, that'll be a benefit to help other light workers really amp it up. And I'm also noticing it's so much easier to stay in a high vibe now, and not, before it would be, we do a little, fall off, do a little, but now it's like this momentum is so strong, there's just no turning back now, and it's a lot easier than it was even 4 months ago.
Yeah. You, as a collective, have crossed the threshold into 5D. The experience now of Gaia and the template within Gaia is supporting fifth dimensional energy. And this is why there's a development of chaos in the third dimensional realm that you can tune into and feel if you choose. But when you hold yourself in a fifth dimensional expression, the energy of Gaia and this new grid that's been implemented recently is really going to amplify those frequencies. There is no turning back. This is what you've asked for. And it's almost like the human brain is having a hard time accepting the fact that this is now your reality. These abilities aren't just in your dreamy imagination. They're tangible and they're here, and you need to begin to use them. All humans are online with the original blueprint of the human body, of the DNA coding. Your total expression is different now. And if you don't begin to explore those places, you're not going to really understand who you are. Because different perspectives of who you are come into play when you begin to understand the energy that you have access to. And the only way that you have the ability to understand these new expressions, the only way you can access that is by going within more frequently, being in more contact. These meditations that she is downloading and channeling are to ignite the light within, ignite the remembering, call forward the new abilities and the new expressions that you have within this new blueprint. It's not even that each one of you is different. It's that each one of you carries a history that is now being expressed through the highest possible vibration that can be held within a human body at this time. Never before has a human body ascended with the consciousness. And you're creating that in every moment right now. Bringing your awareness into understanding the energy that's being communicated to you right now through your senses, through your clairs, through everything that you're experiencing. Being the observer, and then going into your meditations and asking questions as you invoke in this light, as you bring in the power of who you are. You are so limitless right now.
So are we defining the energy that's coming in, or we are to take a step back, allow the energy to come in, connect with it, and allow
Well, it depends on where you are. Okay. Feel into yourself. Today, are you feeling into your divine masculine, where you really do want to harness that creative energy? Mm-hmm. Or are you in your divine feminine? Are you in the process of allowing and grounding and receiving and integrating the higher energies, connecting to them, understanding them? Where are you? That is going to determine in the now moment whether or not you want to direct the energy or receive the energy. You have to understand what part of the ebb and flow you are in. There is a rhythm to everything. So this is why we always say to you, God, asking God what's next. Because you are the one deciding where you are at in any sort of energetic pattern by paying attention to the way it feels for you. And then you get to decide how you want to co-create with that energy. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You know,
Good. Good.
I'm really learning how to balance that out because I'm so used to the energy comes in and directing it, and I'm still learning how to go find the balance in that. There's time to receive and then there's time to take action.
Yes.
And I'm still balancing that.
Yes. Yes. And so is a lot of the Light Collective. The kind of energetic point that has been crossed over recently has been this place of where the collective is now able to balance out the divine masculine and balance out the divine feminine. And within that has created this whole new world of perception for a lot of people. And you have to be able to perceive yourself within your balance before you can begin to sense these outside energies in your interaction within them. But that's what's next. So just keep moving forward. But when these questions come up that say, okay, but which way do I go? We're telling you that now you have to go within and ask yourself that, and then follow whatever the guidance is wherever it's heating you. By following your own intuition, you ignite that trust, that inner energy, that inner history to start to come through. The remembrance of who you are, your clarity. When we say to you that it's all an internal game right now, we really mean it is all an internal game. It is you communicating with the energy and then perceiving it. How do you want to perceive it? Do you want to perceive it as something that needs to come in and be received and allowed and integrated and brought forward? Or is it something that needs to be the energy of inspiration and movement forward and action forward? Well, where are you? It's all about where you are in the now moment. How are you interacting with the energies right now? And then how is it going to be best utilized to bring you into continuous alignment right now? And that ebb and flow is going to change. It's going to always change until we bring ourselves fully into the manifestation of the fifth dimension.
Okay, so this is leading to how we're going to physically embody our greater aspects that are coming in. This is exactly how we're going to do it.
Yes, this is the embodiment. That's exactly the energy that has been brought forward for the collective right now. And this is why Crystal is continuing to be inspired to work within herself on embodying this higher energy. Because as she embodies it, she is becoming this messenger, this creator messenger that she has been wanting to be. It is fulfilling a lot of passions within her, which is opening her up to new perceptions of who she's becoming and where we're all going. Embodiment is everything at this time. In order for you to embody the highest aspects of yourself, you have to come into that grounded balance. You have to really ground your balance. You have to know when to listen to the call of action, and you have to know when to listen to the call of letting it all in and absorbing it and going inside and seeing what that looks like. You cannot create if you don't know what the energy is calling you to create. This is a co-creation between you and all aspects of the universe at this time. Embodiment is not just the higher self, it's the totality of everything that's ever existed. To think that you are ascending just to bring your higher self within your body, that's kind of silly to us. You are bringing forward the entire universe, the expression of the entire universe through a human physical form. It's unheard of.
Wow.
It's not just the higher self. It's not just all aspects of who you've been. It's everything. It's everything that's ever been created.
Wow.
Yes, exactly. Wow. Wow. And this is why we stand before you as we come into this channel today with such appreciation and such gratitude, because you have no idea what you're doing right now. And you think that, you know, you all need to look to us for guidance, and you think that you all need to look to us for channeled information. And we're saying, go within, because there is nothing that we could give you that compares to the amount of light energy and information that's being received from within. From this perception of the human being able to be in contact and in communication with all frequencies of the universe. What you are doing right now as a light worker is immense. We can't even give you a quarter of the conscious awareness, of the conscious information that you are able to tap into when it comes to what's within you right now. Wow. You are the leading edge of creation. You are the blessed souls that have come for the path of ascension. This mission, this purpose, it's not what you can serve at this time, it's understanding who you are. That is your greatest strength, that is your greatest power, and being able to ground it into who you're becoming and utilize it in an action forward way when the time is right, that is everything. That is everything. There is nothing higher than that. There is nothing higher than embodying everything and choosing to become from that place.
So I have been feeling that when we're out on our walks, that we can literally tune into, like channeling into any source of information, whether it's new technology, new ideas, new ways of living, new governments, new
everything,
everything, and that we have that ability now.
Yeah,
it's just kind of playing around in that.
But that's old news.
Okay,
that's old news. But to tune into that and feel into it, take a new government, for instance. Let's go there.
Okay.
That energy has already been created. But yes, you can tap into it and receive it. But then from your perspective of the highest place of who you've become so far, you get to perceive what would be even better than that. Because you're a creator. You are not a receiver. And whatever's already been out there, perceived and thought of as old news. Come into your meditation. Well, first, let's put it this way. Contemplate the old news. Contemplate that old news. Tune into those frequencies of what could be right now. And then pull into yourself, what would be even better than that? What is the fifth dimensional output of that?
No need for government.
Thank you.
No need for policing.
Thank you. Thank you. Total release of the program. This is what you're creating.
Yeah.
This is what you're creating. Harmony, peace on earth.
Working together.
Bring yourself into the light working understanding of where we're heading, and not try and pull the ascension process so much into the third dimension anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no need for any of that.
Silly.
Programming. You are not capable to think on your own. You are not capable to be a high state of consciousness that's not going to need policing or boundaries or rules. That you wouldn't be able to entertain and find balance within freedom. So you must be governed. It's the biggest lie that's ever been told to you.
Well, I think of that, and I think of, where we're heading to. My biggest idea is we have new healing technologies, but we're really going to get to a place where we don't even need that.
No, because you are in perfect well-being when you are in the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
So the healing that needs to be done is how to bring yourself into a fifth dimensional state of consciousness so that you can manifest that within. What does that look like? What does it look like to be in a fifth dimensional state of consciousness so frequently that the ideas and concepts of your body and your health and your well-being manifest in its purity right before you? It's not going to look like going out on a jog. None of that matters.
Yeah.
Your vessel is perfect and it's harnessing your light exactly the way that we need it to right now. Give it gratitude and watch it shift. There's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you other than the thought that something must be fixed or changed or shift so that you can feel your pure form, your strength, your power. But it's all right here for you right now anyway. And the idea that something is lacking is what's creating the resistance within. Let it go. You're perfect. You're perfect. Each and every one of you is absolutely perfect. Surrender to this idea that something is wrong with your vessel because it's keeping you separate from bringing in the light that your vessel is so wanting and yearning to receive. Give your vessel the one thing that is unending, unconditional, limitless, their love for you. It is so pure. Give it what it's needing, and that is your light. Stop resisting it. Allow it to fully come into the body.
So, to tie in what you're talking about and bringing the balance and knowing when to open up and listen to the energy and knowing when to direct it, is that connected to when we feel that we'll go 6-7 days of just high energies, and then we go through an integration period where we're processing it. Is it really an integration, or is that process of stillness the time when we really should be going within and listening,
Yes.
understanding the energy?
Yes.
So
You're being called within and you're calling it sleepy. You're being called within and you're saying that your energy is low. You're being called within and you're saying, I'm not feeling well within my body. If it's getting to the point of you not feeling well within your body, you've been being called into your inner dialogue for a long time and you're just not heeding that call. When you have a lot of distractions going on without you, it can be easy to miss the call until it's quite loud, until you're aching, until you have sinus infection symptoms, until you have a double ear infection. Stop being so distracted and come within when you're being called. It's another level of listening. It's another manifestation of the fifth dimensional call to self, to come back within. You have set out this energy of no longer wanting to partake in the third dimension, and now the energies are calling you into the fifth dimension, but you're wanting to be distracted within the third dimension, and then you're having symptoms. You have to listen to the energy within your body. You've asked for it, and it's here, and now if you resist it, you're going to manifest something instantly. Headaches, tension, aches, nausea, heart palpitations. Everything you call an ascension symptom is just you resisting the energy that's coming in to serve you right now. And this is why we continuously are calling you all back into your heart. Because when you can focus inward on your breathing, you can slow the nervous system so that the body can open and receive this light. It is very simple, and it will release quite quickly.
Yeah, I get it now. I didn't quite understand. I get it now. That's very simple. Very simple.
Yeah, you're just called into paying attention because in the fifth dimension, you are a being of heightened awareness. So if you would like to move into that energy here in this realm that you are in currently, you need to heighten your awareness. And you just do that by calling it in more frequently. Go into your mind's eye more frequently. And just see where you're at. Where's the energy of the room at? Where's your partner at? What's needed from you? Yeah. And then believe in the energy and the power behind what you are able to manifest through your intention as you shift things for yourself.
So I want to talk about timelines and when all of our power is in this moment right here and now. And, I was thinking the other day, when I'm remembering my history, that those are supposed timelines, but it's really a figment of my imagination. And those timelines will change, and my memories change as I expand who I am. Also, the future is a figment of my imagination. Those are also timelines. Is that correct?
Memories are a way for your human experience to adjust itself through the program of time. They are a creation that explain the history of the vibration that you're expressing in the now moment that helps the human mind assimilate to time. You can change them, your memories, by changing your inner vibration, yes.
Okay.
When you change your inner vibration, your memory will change. It'll fade. It depends on where the belief system is. If you believe that you can ultimately change it into a positive vibration, like we have discussed, you can move from the energy of a traumatic childhood into one of affluence and happy memories. You can. But you have to be the expression of that now. You have to be the expression of that person now who has absolutely no attachment to that story, to that timeline, who only remembers, creates the memory in the mind's eye of the happy memories, of the abundance, the freedom, not having a need for anything, being in complete capability of being who you were when you came in. You can create that memory by becoming it now.
Well, we do it all day, every day when we're remembering our childhood. We
Yes.
are imagining the worst case scenarios of what supposedly happened.
And when you daydream about the future, you're using it as an excuse to become who you are, whoever you are, that is needed to become in alignment with your desire. You do it on a positive aspect when you are coming into yourself, and you do it through worry when you are in misalignment. But that is how you have created the way for your mind to understand time and creation. But you have more power in the now moment when you can let go of the future and the past and just be in the possibility that's presented to you right now by the frequency that you're holding. And when you stay just in that possibility, not really directing it on anything, but accepting it and being one with it in the now moment, you allow universal alignment to bring you to places that are unknown. You're open, you're the observer. You float. And then you observe, and then you go higher and higher in vibration, and you observe and observe and observe.
So once we move fully into anchoring in fifth dimensional consciousness, then it's said time is not going to exist. So how will that change how we create?
You will no longer have time between your creation and your thought. You will be in the expression of instant manifestation. And you'll know it, you'll be conscious of it because you're in a high vibration. So you choose your thoughts, just like we ask you to practice here.
So light workers are being called to begin now envisioning what this new earth is going to look like. And, we take away all of the third dimensional ideas of disease and politics and blah, blah. And it's sometimes, like trying to imagine a color you've never seen. It's like, wow, what is this really going to be like?
But we also want you to understand that when you go into these meditations, when you raise your vibration and you play in your imagination, you're not just there by yourself, you're being met with these higher aspects of you that you're becoming. And you're actually being fed glimpses from yourself in these higher timelines as you open yourself up to the totality of who you are. At this point, there is still consciousness outside of you, but it is coming in, and it is coming in quickly. And the more you ground in all of these aspects of yourself, you will harness a constant remembering. Bring us back to the question.
When we're moving to fifth dimensional consciousness 24/7, we're there. Then time, I'm thinking about, we're imagining recreating our past, we're imagining recreating our future. But when you take time out of the equation, then will we create any differently? But you just answered the question, because no creation will be different, will be instant.
We don't necessarily want anybody to be creating in the past or creating in the future. We want you to be creating in the now. When we talk about how you have created your memories and have created worry or expectation through envisioning the future, we're just talking about the human experience of interacting with the energy of the third eye and the way manifestation has worked in the past. We do not recommend anybody go back to a memory to shift it. While you can,
This is a slow way.
it is so boring. It is so boring. Be who you are in the now moment and embody all of these higher frequencies and play in your imagination of what you look like when you embody this level of light and love. And then go and express it and get ideas through your expression in this co-creation, and then come back into your meditation and expand. You're literally choosing who you're becoming, which is changing your reality before your very eyes. The most amazing part of your co-creation is really letting go of the reins and learning how to create through vibration and not through the images in the third eye. But you have to understand energy to move into that space first.
Oh, okay. So it's more of we're moving into an understanding of frequency, and so we will get beyond the imagination.
Oh, you're going to go beyond the imagination and beyond emotion, beyond thought. It's literally choosing a frequency. And right now we have to get you to understand that through expression. Through expression.
Okay.
Because you are bringing it into your physical body. And we can't tell you what that looks like because we are not there in the energy that you are in within a physical body. This is your creation. We're trying to help you understand energy so you can learn how to express through yourself in all of these new ways.
I'm beginning to feel that when we're on our walks and I'm tuning into it literally feels like I'm tuning into frequency, but I'm not understanding it.
And that's okay. Because within that frequency that you're tuning into, you're receiving massive amounts of light energy. And what we want is we want the light to shift you. We don't want your thoughts and emotions and understandings and perceptions to be getting in the way. So the sooner you can adapt to understanding the energetics of what's going on, the easier it's going to be for you to switch and move through timelines and frequencies and manifestations.
So the easiest way to do it is to not try to define it, just to kind of
Yes.
feel it out.
To let it move you.
Okay.
Be the observer of your experience. Let it in. Enjoy it.
Ride the wave.
You're creating through frequency.
Okay.
You're creating through frequency. It's new. It's different. We're going to get the emotions and the thoughts out of the way as you become more of a detached observer and allowing your own inner experience to bring you joy, not the outer experience of understanding these energies and vibrations. You will always be able to translate them into blocks of thought, but that's not your goal right now. Your goal is to understand energy. So we want you to heighten your senses. We want you to raise your vibration through positive programming. This is why it's been so important for Crystal to download this information. And we want you to focus on deepening your connection to your light, to your power. And this is why it's been so important for Crystal to download those meditations.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So how are we, we're told before, stop, you were grounding in our hearts and stop grounding into the earth. Mm-hmm. And now we're being told to ground this energy into the crystalline grid. How are we doing that?
We don't want you to misinterpret the crystalline grid for grounding into Gaia at this moment.
Okay.
Because they are still in two separate kind of realities.
Okay.
As you see the split in consciousness between the third dimension and the fifth dimension, there is the Gaia that is still helping purge some of the lower dense energies, and then there is the fifth dimensional crystalline grid that has been laid over Gaia. We want you to tune your energy into the highest versions of Gaia, because that's where that crystalline grid lays. When you're just tuning into Gaia and nature and all of that, at times, yes, it can ground and balance. But be careful, because it can also shake you up. Because that's what Gaia is doing right now as she purges and releases a lot of these energies.
So do we imagine it as a grid?
Yes.
That's covering, surrounding New Earth? Like let's, for example...
In the meditation that Crystal just put out about the fifth dimensional grid, she has you envision the floor beneath you and then the crust of the planet beneath you. And then just under the crust of the planet is this glowing light grid. And when you bring yourself into that sort of a visualization, you are actually grounding further the energy of this fifth dimensional grid into the Gaia that's existing in this purge and chaos. So not only are you tuning into this higher energy, but you are aiding in your mission and your light work to ground this energy into Gaia right now. There are multiple facets to these meditations that are being downloaded, and that is because you are shifting as a being, yes, but you are absolutely a light worker right now as well.
So when I'm in the day-to-day and I'm out with clients in properties, and is that energy just moves through me automatically connecting to the grid? Or is that while I'm in the middle of a home saying, should I actively be imagining?
We always want you to be conscious of your energy work.
Okay.
Always. But does it happen while you're still talking and interacting? Yes. There is absolutely nothing wrong with having the human experience. But you are multidimensional, and we're calling you into paying attention to the energy work you and the higher self are doing in these spaces, as well as your conscious awareness of you, Teresa, interacting with these people, raising their vibration and easing some of their worry. there are multiple facets to the work that you're doing, and we want you to be conscious of both. We want you to have conversations and have fun and joke around and entertain, and we want you to be fully aware of the energy work that you do at the same time. Conscious, grounding, pulling it in, and then giving these people the best of you. You are multifaceted. You are not one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of power in you. Believe in yourself. You know exactly what you're doing.
Okay.
Never let go of anything that brings you joy. Pull that joy into your higher dimensional self. This is perfect.
Yeah. This is perfect.
We are complete.
I am complete.